Riders in this motherfucker. The holidays? Shit. That means 12 days of fuck you. Riders for life.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bronco Juggalo, and today is the final day of the 12 Days of Christmas Challenge. At least officially. I'll go into that at the end of the video. I couldn't resist, guys. I loved the first one so much, I had to review the second one. Today I am doing Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman, directed by Michael Cooney and starring Chris Allenport, once again as Sheriff Sam Taylor. Once again, the government tries to interfere and they dig up Jack Frost and the inside of the antifreeze containers he was buried in. They start doing experiments on him, and a cleaning guy knocks a cup of coffee into the thing, which for some reason wakes up, get it, coffee, wakes up, Jack Frost. Jack then follows Sheriff Sam Taylor to a tropical island to enact his revenge. And while he's there, he spawns a bunch of little baby snowballs that are just as vicious as he is. That while this movie was still fun, it did lose quite a bit of the charm of the original. It wasn't as funny. I didn't really like Chris Allenport's character in this one. Sam Tyler in the first one, he was a strong dude. He was, on top of it and all. And in this one, because of the events of the first one, he's just kind of a basket case in this one. And I just think that they could have given him a better representation, in my opinion. But there are quite a few good things in this movie. It didn't have quite the budget as the first one, so it has a much more of a B-movie feel to it and B-movie look to it. A lot of the special effects, whereas in the original light it relied a lot on practical, this one relies a lot on cheap computer graphics. There are still a few practical effects, but mostly there's a lot of computer graphic special effects, and they're just not as good. However, there are still some good things about this film. But to continue on with my cons, I also didn't like the way they were able to kill Jack Frost in this movie. They did it with bananas, because Sam is allergic to bananas, and his character's blood got mixed in with the antifreeze at the end of the first one. So that put some of the DNA for Sam into Jack Frost and made Jack Frost allergic to bananas. Now that's a hell of a stretch, I'm telling you. Not like this whole movie isn't a stretch, or the concept in general, but still, come on, really? Bananas? But as I said, there are some good things in this movie, and one of the good things is, just like in the first one, we have some really cool, creative kills. My favorite has to be where Jack turns himself into a anvil and drops down on a young, pretty horny, teenager or whatever she is, and smashes her. That was really cool. There's one where he freezes an entire pool and kills a girl while she's skinny dipping. That was really cool. There's a kid. It's not really a kill because, well, spoiler, she doesn't die. At the end of the film, he turns himself into a door, and then he turns himself into three walls and a roof, and he starts putting spikes through, and he closes himself like an Iron Maiden on Sam's wife. And that was really cool. So there's a lot of really cool scenes in this, a lot of really cool kills. The gore is really good. Once again, we got a lot of good gore. We have some good jokes and good one-liners from Jack. Not quite as good as the first, but still some good stuff. And we don't get to see Jack as much in this one, at least not till the end. But I think that was because of the budget of the practical effects and the budget on the special effects. And that's something else with Jack. In the first one, yeah, it was a corny-looking snowman costume. But in this one, it really looked like a costume. Like, especially at the end, you can see where the midriff part of the snowman is unattached from the rest. And it looks like, some guy wearing a suit over, and you could just tell it looks so bad. Oh, it's funny, I went over on eBay to find this movie, and the first one especially. Man, for a Blu-ray version of the first movie, you're looking at $60+ right now. I guess it was released by Vinegar Syndrome a few years ago, and it's already basically out of print. So it's going for over $60. I found this one for going around, the cheapest copy of this I found on DVD was $14 for part 2. And for the original on DVD, the old school DVD that I watched the other day, that Bill had, you're looking at a minimum about $30. It shows how big of a cult following these films have gotten. And I do think that it is well deserved, especially the first one. The second one, like I said, it's still fun. It's just not quite as good as the original. I really like the ending where they set up for the third movie, which unfortunately we haven't gotten yet. With the, they don't really show it, but it's so funny because the ship that these two guys are supposed to be on is supposed to be on the ocean. But you can tell that it's just like a little model floating in a pool. And then the two guys, it's two Japanese sailors, and as they're speaking, it's dubbed, and it's dubbed badly, like an old Godzilla film. And then they see something huge rise up out of the water, and it's Jackzilla. And that's just really cool. This is Bronco Juggalo saying, I've had a blast doing these films. This whole challenge has been absolutely awesome. Next year, I'm going to prepare a little better and do like Jason did, where I map out every film. I kind of just took these as I found them and I was able to get them and I watched them. So I didn't really have a plan on all these, on which ones would go first. But next year, I think I'm going to plan it out a little better. So that way, we have, you know, kind of a crescendo towards the end, if you know what I mean. And also, I'm going to do next year all new films. I'm not going to do the same films I did this year at all. It will be all different films. You may see some sequels from some of these films, but it will be completely different films next year. So you got that to look forward to. But I'm not quite done with this year yet. Now, as I said, this is technically the last day of the 12 Days of Christmas Horror Review Challenge created by Horrific Nightmares. I talked to Jason the other day and I told him I might do a bonus round and then another thing as well, a little modification. And he said it sounded like fun, so I took that to mean that it's cool for me to do it and it doesn't bother him, so I'm going to do it. I am going to do a bonus video tomorrow, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I kind of missed out on the first day. I did a video, but it wasn't a Christmas video. And truth be told, confession time here, folks, I completely forgot about the challenge. And then I saw Jason doing it and everybody doing it on the first day. I was like, oh wait, what challenge? Oh crap, I forgot. So I was already in the middle of reviewing something, and I just put that up as my first day's review, and that was the movie Clickbait. Clickbait was not a Christmas movie. Now to everybody else, that's fine, but for me, I just decided I want to do one more Christmas film to make it a 12 reviews of Christmas movies official. So I'm going to be doing a bonus day tomorrow. After the bonus day, I am going to be doing a ranking video where I am going to rank all of the videos, in my opinion, that I showed on this challenge. I am going to exclude Clickbait and I'm going to include my bonus. And the reason for that is I'm going to crown the winner, the 2018 Christmas Grand Champion. And I think next year when I do this challenge, I'm going to do the same. We'll see how it goes. So that's what we got coming up, guys. This big shout out again to Horrific Nightmares JM, HorrorFan34, McKnight696, and Dave Maggot for taking part in, and Horrific Nightmares Jam for creating this challenge. I had an extreme blast doing it. I can't believe it's over. And it really put me in a good Christmas spirit. Watching these Christmas movies every day made me fall in love with Christmas all over again. And it made me realize how good some of this Christmas horror can be. Because I didn't have a lot of experience with Christmas horror, so I'm glad that we did this. Thank you very much again, Jason. This is Bronco Juggalo saying peace.
K-U-double-G-A-L-O.